I grew this with your season about 30 years ago. Yeah. And I thought it was so handy. I just left it.
Yeah, it's good. Save me 5 minutes every morning.
That's right.
How are you doing, Bill? Willis?
All right, over.
Oh, man. Who wants to open the meeting with prayer? You? Me? Who wants to lead the Pledge of Allegiance? I will. Okay. I don't think we're supposed to vote yet on stuff, are we? Sure. Where's that? Lake. Where's the commissioner? Should I call the meeting to order?
I think that clock's, yeah, no, it's right. 2 after.
Yeah.
What you talking about, Willis? How you doing?
I am just finer than frog hair.
That-
Life is good.
Yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. It is 9:03. We will call this meeting to order. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Howell?
Here.
Commissioner Nicely?
Here.
Commissioner Haggett?
Here.
Commissioner Hamilton?
Here.
Commissioner Sender?
Here.
Commissioner Bass?
Here.
And Chairman Coleman is absent.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I will open the meeting in prayer, and then Commissioner Nicely will lead the Pledge of Allegiance. Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you today thanking you for being able to live in this country, the greatest country on earth. And we thank you for the freedoms that we have, the ability to come together and make decisions for the community that we live in, Lord. I pray, Lord, that you would be with us today as we go through this meeting. Pray that you'd give us wisdom, discernment, and humility and grace. Father, I pray that you bless everyone that's working in this county, Lord, that is working in this building. Lord, I pray that you would prosper them, help them to do their jobs to the best of their abilities, Lord. And Lord, I pray for everyone in this county, Lord, the residents of this county. I pray a blessing on everyone. I pray for prosperity and peace. And Lord, I pray for this state and this nation, Lord. I pray that your hand would be upon it, Lord. And I pray, Lord, that you would guide and direct your people. Lord, that you would put a hedge of protection around this nation, Lord, and help us to be that shining city on a hill, Lord. I pray, Lord, that you would help us always to be thankful in all things. We pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, that'll bring us to our agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I would like to make one addition to the agenda. Under administration, if we could do an FA, and that would be to give us authority to act for the remainder of the year on any issues that come up.
And that's under administration. What number did you say? Yeah.
FA. And then I would make a motion to approve the agenda as as amended.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported to accept the agenda as amended. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay. Passes. And we're moving on to the August 22nd, 2024 regular board meeting minutes.
I'll move that we approve the August 22nd regular board meeting minutes and the September 5 budget hearing minutes.
Support. Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Howell, supported by Commissioner Nisely. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, we have Commissioner mileage expense sheets, training registration, overnight travel request, grant applications, budget amendments packet here coming around. If anybody has any questions on that, please speak up. And that brings us to our elected official and department head updates. Are there any elected officials or department heads that would like to give an update this morning? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to our first public time. Is there anyone from the public this morning that would like to address the board?
Good morning. My name is Bonnie Lawrence, and I have reapplied for the open seat on the Lapeer District Library Board. Last year, I missed the meeting where the position was filled, so I will be out of town for both of your meetings in October, so I thought I would reintroduce myself at today's meeting. I already filled out another application and submitted it to the clerical worker in the administration office. I'm a resident of District 3, and I've lived or worked in Lapeer County for 50 years. I'm a retired educator from Lapeer Community Schools. I also taught in the Head Start program. I volunteered for 2 years for the Peace Corps after I retired. I've been involved in various organizations over the years, and am currently a board member for MARS. It's a retired school personnel group, and the Family Literacy Center. I'm dedicated to serving and helping people. Therefore, I'm an advocate for the library in every manner. I'm a team player who will promote the Lapeer District Library in my community. I believe that I'm a very qualified applicant for this position. Again, I'd like to serve my community as a board member for the library.
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public who would like to
Gentlemen, Dave Clay for Oregon Township. Coming in this morning, and just prior to even coming in, my wife told me about Livingston County Board of Commissioners situation going on over there. And then I heard about it again on 9:10 a.m. this morning. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I haven't dug into it, so I don't know much about it, other than it has to do with the sheriff, and it has to do with the immigrants that are infiltrating the Haitians that are coming into certain areas, and what has to happen. I understand they did a, the Board of Commissioners put out something that the sheriff has jurisdiction over this whole thing. So I don't know, it's something you guys need to dig into. That's all I got. Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the public that would like to address the board this morning? All right, seeing none, we will close our first public time and we will move on to new and old business. And brings us to draft motions. First up is Committee of the Whole from September 12th, 2024.
Mr. Chairman, I will move motions 1 through 5 on page 1 of 6.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Hagedorn, supported by Commissioner Zender. Is there any discussion on these motions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Okay, that brings us to motions number 6. Do we have a motion on that?
This is a resolution, I'll move it.
Yep. So we're
Support.
moving only number 6, correct? Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Howell, supported by Commissioner Hamilton, for motion number 6, the Merritt Lake level resolution. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Howell?
Yes.
Commissioner Hagan?
Yes.
Commissioner Nicely?
Yes.
Commissioner Zender?
Yes.
Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes.
Commissioner Mass?
Yes. Okay, the motion passes. That brings us to motion number 7.
I'll move motion number 7, the lake level for Lake Metamora.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Hamilton, supported by Commissioner Isley. Is there any discussion on this one? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes.
Commissioner Howell?
Yes.
Commissioner Hagan?
Yes.
Commissioner Zender?
Yes.
Commissioner Nicely?
Yes.
Commissioner Mass?
Yes. Okay, there brings us to, or that motion passes, and it brings us to number 8, motion number 8.
I'll move motion number 8 for Lake Nipissing.
Is there any support?
Lake level.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Isley, supported by Commissioner Howell. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Nicely?
Yes.
Commissioner Hagan?
Yes.
Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes.
Commissioner Zender?
Yes.
Commissioner Howell?
Yes.
Commissioner Mass?
Yes. Okay, that motion passes, and it brings us to motion number 9.
I'll move motion number 9, the resolution for the Wind Lake level.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Hamilton, supported by Commissioner Zender. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes.
Commissioner Hagan?
Yes.
Commissioner Howell?
Yes.
Commissioner Nicely?
Yes.
Commissioner Zender?
Yes.
Commissioner Mass?
Yes. I've been called worse. Okay, motion passes. That brings us to motion number 10.
Mr. Chairman, on page 6 of 6, I will move 10 through 16. Support.
If I could ask for a minor amendment, if you make it 10 through 15, because I have to abstain on
Yep.
16.
I'll make it 10 through 15. I'll support that.
So motions 10 through 15 has been moved by Commissioner Hagedorn, supported by Commissioner Hamilton. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Those motions pass. Now, motion number 16.
I'll move motion number 16.
I'll support that.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Hamilton, supported by Commissioner Zender. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I need to make a comment. I'm going to be abstaining from this particular motion. This is a farmland preservation motion. It involves farmland that I have an interest in through our family farm, so I'll be abstaining.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes.
Commissioner Nicely?
Yes.
Commissioner Zender?
Yes.
Commissioner Hagan?
Yes.
Commissioner Howell?
Abstain.
Commissioner Mass?
Yes. Okay, that brings us through our committee of the whole, and the next agenda on, or item on the agenda is the Properties Committee from September 12, 2024.
I'd like to move motion number 1, to authorize the Health Department to proceed with the IT fiber network project at the Emily City Senior Center at a cost not to exceed $10,417.58 to be paid from line 223-674-813-000, and to further authorize Chair, Vice Chair to sign said agreement at no additional cost to the county general fund.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Zender, supported by Commissioner Isley. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
To make a motion for number 2, to approve temporary move for the Children's Department and Autism Services to the Health Department until the end of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Service contract on 9/30/2025, and construction of the space has been completed, and further approve the construction costs at the Health Department pending Lapeer County Community Mental Health Board approval at no additional cost to the county general fund.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Zender, supported by Commissioner Isley. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes.
I'd like to make a motion for number 3, to authorize Buildings and Grounds / Parks Department to sell items no longer needed or used by various county departments at public auction.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Zender, supported by Commissioner Isley. Any discussion on this item? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, that brings us through our Properties Committee agenda. We'll go to the American Rescue Plan Act Committee from September 12th, 2024.
All right, motion to accept the quote, proceed with the purchase of gutter installment from Preferred Seamless Gutters on the architecture, on the amphitheater at Trudewski Park, not Clark, so we have to make that correction on there, at a cost not to exceed $1,565, which includes a 3-year warranty to be paid out of the ARPA Fund 281.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Isley, supported by Commissioner Hamilton. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing, is there-
Seconded by Mr. Hagedorn.
I'm sorry, who, did I say Hamilton?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Correction there. Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Okay, motion passes.
Item number 2, accept the quote from Todd's Glass Mirrors and More for the purchase and installation of 13 replacement thermal windows, frames, and necessary sills at the county jail at a total cost not to exceed $28,000 to be paid out of, from the ARPA Fund 281.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Isley, supported by Commissioner Zender. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
Item number 3 is to authorize Buildings and Grounds Parks Director to accept the quote to proceed with the addition and repair of concrete at the Lapeer County Sheriff's Department by WJH Concrete Incorporated at a cost not to exceed $38,000 to be paid from ARPA Fund 281.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Isley, supported by Commissioner Zender. Any discussion on this item? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
Item number 4, motion to accept and award the recabling technology project at the County Health Department to Vector Technology Group for a total cost not to exceed $128,500 plus $15,000 for demo expenses to be paid from ARPA Fund 281.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Isley, supported by Commissioner Hagedorn. Any discussion on this item? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
Item number 5, we're going to probably have some discussion on this here, but the motion is to authorize an additional expenditure of up to $500,000 of ARPA funds related to the historic courthouse renovation project due to the denial of the Save America's Treasures grant funds as related to previously authorized motion number 361-2023 from the November 30th, 2023 regular board meeting for a new grand total of $1,250,000 commitment for the project to be paid from ARPA Fund 281.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Isley, supported by Commissioner Hagedorn. Any discussion on this item?
Yeah, this one I have an issue with, and I think everybody knows, I've discussed it with most of you. I just don't like the idea of approving this much more over the numbers that we have at this time. And I understand those aren't solid numbers. I don't necessarily see the urgency of approving this. So, that's just my opinion. That's all.
Has there been a motion?
Yep.
Okay.
Is there any further discussion on this? All right, seeing no more discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion passes.
Okay, item number 6, motion to give all committee of the whole meetings between now and December 31st, the authority to act on the historic court renovation project and animal control building project in order to keep the projects moving forward, or approve the contracts as required by federal guidelines and requirements for ARPA funding.
I'm going to support this for discussion.
Oh,
So we have what you added. Do we want to just do it all right here and amend this motion?
If Kevin wants to amend this motion, to just include everything.
Yeah, we talked about that, and I think that's a great idea, so I would like to amend my motion to include that all meetings through the end of this year, 2024, give the committee the whole authority to act, in addition to.
And I will support that, yes. Thank you.
So the committee of the whole will have authority to act on every item on the agenda?
Anything and everything that we should
Through the end of
choose,
this year.
yes. Just
Okay.
through the end of this
There's only
year.
3 more meetings.
Not,
4,
not limited to just construction stuff, right?
right.
Okay. Okay.
Just, we have so many projects going on, we have so many different balls up in the air.
Yeah.
This just covers us for everything, and I don't see any harm in doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna run close deadlines when it comes to some of these projects that are being funded through ARPA that need to be under contract by the end of the year
Right.
too. And that could put us in a real bad situation, if it's at the last minute and we don't have the authority to act, say, in December. We have
Right.
to wait to the end of December if something happens. And we definitely don't wanna leave any of that money on the table, so it goes somewhere else other than to Lapeer County.
Sure. Understand. Okay, it's been moved and supported on the amended motion to give the commission authority to act through the end of the year. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Okay, that brings us to the Personnel Committee from September 12th, 2024.
I drew
Would you
the
mind-
short end of the stick this month, and I will do the personnel committee motions. I will move to authorize the family court designee to be added to the list of authorized personnel to receive on-call payments as previously approved in both the original motion number 41 -06 from the February 2nd, 2006 regular board meeting, and the amended motion number 142, 2000 from the May 21st, 2020 regular board meeting.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Hagedorn, supported by Commissioner Zender.
And if anybody can tell me where they were on February 2nd, 2006, I'll give you 20 Shroot bucks.
Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
I will move to amend the table of organization for Buildings and Grounds Parks Department to add and hire 1 full-time maintenance position, pay grade number 15, with the understanding that 40 hours a week will be dedicated to work at Community Mental Health to be paid for by CMH's budget.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Hagedorn, supported by Commissioner Zender. Is there any discussion on this motion?
I guess I got one question. Brooke, did your board agree to this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
It was unanimous.
Was it approved for a certain period of time or just a year? So if you decide you don't need this person anymore, he gets thrown back at us and we have to pay him?
Yes, no, there was no discussion on period of time, because there was also noted need as you guys just approved for the change for the move to the health department for some of those children's services, the need for additional maintenance related to CMH building and space and programs is needed as we grow.
Thank you.
They'll never run out of things to do.
Didn't think so. It is an extra expense.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
I will move to authorize the community mental health to make a one-time payment in the amount of $2 million to the MERS Fund for Divisions 6 and 60 based on the actuarial accrued liabilities and valuation assets as of December 31st, 2023.
I'll support it, but I have one question. Should we include a account that's coming out of? Because that's not coming out of general fund, correct? Okay. Would you mind?
Well, it says so my motion says to authorize community mental health to make a one-time payment. So it already says it's coming from community
Okay.
mental health.
That's fine.
Yep. And just, I realize that this is a huge number, and Brooke can correct me if I'm wrong. We had a big discussion about this at CMH. And basically, if we give this money back, it goes back to Region 10, and we'll never see it again. And this way, it puts the MERS account to 98.9% funded, which is absolutely unheard of.
Perfect.
So we'd be really dumb not to do this. So,
That's quite an impressive number.
yes.
Gary?
You couldn't get it to 100%?
That'll go on your evaluation, but
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes.
I will motion to authorize the sheriff's department to fill the vacant corrections, number 149, pay grade S4, with a lateral hire at step 1 due to the candidate's 3.5 years of experience and pursuant to the letter of understanding with the union at no additional cost to the county's general fund. Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Hagedorn, and supported by Commissioner Hamilton. Is there any discussion on this item?
Since I see him sitting here, I do have one question for you. How many deputies now have we gotten from Genesee County? 'Cause this is one from Genesee County, correct?
I should probably answer that. He doesn't have much of a department left over there anymore, but, I would say just, road and corrections, probably out of our last 14 hires, probably 9.
Yeah, because Lapeer just hired one as well. So,
It's really through word of mouth once they've come over here, so it's been a huge benefit to us.
thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. All right, that brings us to item number 1 on the agenda, administration, number 1A, to send motion number 287-2024, a duplicate motion to 281-2024 from August 22nd, 2024.
There's nothing in on that.
There's
what
nothing
motions are
attached,
they
there's
that
nothing
are
nothing
duplicate?
attached to the agenda on that item.
Yeah, the budget's attached to it, the biennial budget should be on that sheet.
The tentative Lapeer, okay, the 2025-26 annual
All right,
budget,
1B. Oh, that's under 1B, actually,
yeah,
Oh, there's something,
yeah. Yeah, that's,
I don't have that.
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Item number 1A is not attached to the agenda.
Commissioner Nass?
Yes,
I could offer an explanation.
Okay.
of the background of that. For that, that also covered that motion, so that, both matters were voted upon in public meetings, we just need, and they're identical. This one was, referred by the ARPA committee, I believe. So, we just need to, have one of them rescinded, so they're not dual motions, because it was just a one-time, to my understanding, one-time authorization for PACOM. So that's what it addresses, but, I can go upstairs and get a copy of that if you like.
Okay. Is everyone?
So we're just making a motion to rescind motion number,
One of them,
Yeah.
yes, because the county did pay PACOM twice, it's just one authorization.
Sure.
It was just one of those flukes where both motions ended up being acted on that day.
Okay.
okay,
Is there-
so I'll make a motion to rescind motion, 281-2024 from August 22nd, 2024.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Zender and supported by Commissioner Hamilton to rescind motion 281-2024. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Okay, item number 1B, to authorize the publication of the public hearing notice for October 24th, 2024 regarding the 2025 and 2026 biannual budget.
I'll move it.
I'll support it.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Zender, supported by Commissioner Hamilton. Is there any discussion on this? Okay, seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, that brings us to item number 1C, the PA 116 application, motion, one motion for Metamora Township.
I'll
I'm
make
gonna move
I'll
that
make
we
a-
approve items C, D, and E, which are all PA 116 applications.
I'll
in
support
Metamora,
that.
North Branch and Road.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Howell, supported by Commissioner Nisley, to move item number C, D, and E, correct?
Yes.
Okay, is there any discussion on those? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a comment on that,
Okay,
because I just had occasion to have mine go through the process. And right now, there is no distinction on these PA 116 applications in terms of process. So theoretically, it has to go through committee of the whole and the regular board. That creates a problem for farmers, because if, for the end of the year, there's a deadline. If you don't get all the paperwork into Lansing by that deadline, you don't qualify for the Farmland Preservation Program. So what I'd like to do, if the board's comfortable, is convene a meeting of my policy committee and look at a policy amendment so that we could approve PA 116 applications either at committee of the whole or at the regular board. Doreen brought this to my attention, that it's a difficulty in the current wording.
Makes sense.
Yeah, unless anybody has an objection, I'll just go ahead and have a meeting, we'll take a look at that and try to make it a bit more user-friendly.
Remember you brought that up before too, so yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
So if everybody's comfortable, I'll just go ahead and do that.
yep, sounds good. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to item number 1F, request approval to renew and pay Sophus antivirus subscription.
I'll move it.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Zender, supported by Commissioner Hamilton. Is there any discussion on that item? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. And it brings us to FA.
That's.
We already did that one.
I'll remove that.
Yep. We already did, okay, perfect.
Same thing with H.
H?
Yes.
That's HVAC.
So we'll go to item number 1G, draft motion to refer the bid award for General Squire Memorial Park to the Committee of the Whole meeting with authority to act. Is that,
These
are-
next,
these would be
these are-
covered under what we just passed?
These are all moot
Oh,
points
yeah, that's
now.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Those
So
are covered.
G and H really have no bearing.
So we will strike G and H from the agenda then, or just consider them already voted on. We will move on to item number 2, community mental health. 2A, approval of fiscal year 2025 contracts with annual subscriptions.
I don't know if you guys have any questions after reviewing those. There were, items noted as single sourced, so the invoice or contract currently was added, and then those that were not also include free bids. So these are all organizations that we have been using for a number of years for our services there. We have one that's being renewed, that has been an ongoing, and one we just changed a vendor source being Smart Sheets from what we had before, which was Survey Monkey. Ask any questions you have about this specific vendor.
Which one of these was a renewal?
Which one is?
Is the
They're,
renewal.
I mean, they're all renewals. The only one that's like brand new that we'll be starting a new contract with would be Smart Sheets. And we have changed that vendor from Survey Monkey because Smart Sheets is HIPAA compliant, which Survey Monkey was not before. And to make them HIPAA compliant, and it increases the cost above what Smart Sheets was gonna offer us. Sophus we've used previously, but the 5-year contract that we had with them previously had ended, so this is considered, I guess, a renewal, but same vendor we had used before for a new
Okay.
5-year agreement and new equipment.
Okay, thanks.
I'll move it. Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Zender, supported by Commissioner Hamilton. Is there any discussion on item number 2? Okay, seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Yes.
But just for the purposes of the record, for the motion also indicate who signs the contract. Would be the chairman or administrator. Okay, thank you.
Can you add into your motion
Yeah.
to,
Chair/vice chair.
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, any discussion on this item? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Thank you. Okay, item number 3, audit motions. Enter into the board county's audit motions for September 6th and the 20th of 2024, and the road commission audit motion for disbursement dated September 5th and the 19th, 2024.
I'll move the approval of the audit motions for the county and for the road commission.
I'll support that.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Howell, supported by Commissioner Isley. Is there any discussion on these? Seeing no discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Howell?
Yes.
Commissioner Haganah?
Yep.
Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes.
Commissioner Zender?
Yes.
Commissioner Isley?
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Cass?
Okay, motion passes. Okay, coming down to item number 4, notice of expired terms. Is there any?
Can we act on this one today, the Bill Kilmer one? Okay.
Is there any vacancies that anybody
Is
has?
that already expired?
He's replacing Steve Zott.
Oh, I see. That's, yeah, we could approve that, because that's a mandatory position, right?
Yes. The only one I think we can do today is I will move that William Kelmar replace Steve Zott on the Emergency Management Advisory Council.
I'll support. position set aside for the ISD superintendent,
Yep.
since there's a change. He's the
Okay.
new superintendent.
Thanks. Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Hagedorn, supported by Commissioner Howells. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Nay. Motion passes. If there's no other appointments, we will move on to, there's no additional items. Ad hoc committee updates. Is there any ad hoc committee updates? Nope. Okay, that brings us to our second public time. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address the board at the second public time?
Art Ledner, Township. $2 million going into a pension fund that's 98% funded. Could be a problem in the future. I hope you got good advice from the lawyers and actuaries. I'm involved in a pension program that's a defined benefit that actually was good for us, where the fund became overfunded and everybody got a raise in their pension benefit, but it also creates a problem later on where all of a sudden the market goes down, which I think that's gonna happen if you're in equities heavy and bonds. Then all of a sudden, you're way underfunded after you already started paying. They don't take that money back when the benefit goes up. It just stays there. And I hope you got good advice. I don't know what the total amount of that fund is, if 2 million is a small portion of that fund, or if it's a pretty good chunk of change. I don't know how many people are involved, but be careful.
Is there anyone else from the public that would like to address the board?
I'm not public, but I am public.
Come on up.
We're passing out passing on the polar drain or dam so that we can push forward and put them on the assessment rolls. The public has a 15-day window to appeal any of them.
Okay.
So anybody out there that needs the need to appeal, there's a 15-day window.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for calling on.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public would like to address the board this morning? Seeing no more, we will close the second public time and we'll go on to commission reports. We'll start with Commissioner Howell.
Okay. The only report I have is I did attend the Farm Bureau annual meeting at the Ankley Farm on September 16th. It was a very well-attended meeting by farm representatives all across the county. The Ankley facility is a real model of free enterprise. They have been traditionally dairy farmers. They have switched into a major enterprise with produce and flowers and greenhouses very successfully. A good example of how to make the economy work for farmers. I'd encourage other commissioners to go. It's a once-a-year event. They are going to move it to a different location next year to showcase other ag activities in the county. That's my report.
I have nothing today.
Nothing? Brad has nothing to say?
Mark this day down.
I'll hear it all on Saturday when we go to the Ohio State game together, Michigan. So the Livingston County resolution that was brought up earlier in public time, the first public time, is a resolution that is getting a lot of press and a lot of attention here in the last few days. Has a lot to do with the illegal immigrants that are coming into our nation unabated and unchecked, and we don't know where they are, but we know where a lot of them are. They're in our town too, so don't think they're not here. But Livingston County resolution asks their sheriff's departments to support an effort to try to keep track of where they're all at in their town, so they know where they're at and who they are and identify them. And they're getting a lot of criticism for that. You know, they're not migrants, they're illegal migrants because they're here illegally. So I think that's a fiduciary obligation of our law enforcement people to keep track of these folks here because they're breaking the law. And I know the ACLU is out threatening Lapeer County, this Livingston County Board with lawsuits and everything else, but we don't know where that's gonna go. But I'd like to read the resolution, and I was gonna look that up, I didn't have time. We've probably heard a lot about the new Green Deal and the $93 trillion it's gonna cost that a candidate, Kamala Harris, had supported. And then we talked about the debt, which is still sitting there at a little over $35.4 trillion. You know, and then our budget deficit is $2.1 trillion, and we pay interest on the debt. It's over $2 trillion, or it's over $1 trillion a year. You know, this stuff is piling up real quick. You know, the whole mantra is soak the rich, soak the rich, soak the rich. You know, the redistribution of wealth and class envy there. You know, the top 1% represent $38.7 trillion of assets. You know, that's everything. Their retirements, their investments, and everything. So that's not even half the amount of the $93 trillion being asked to support this new Green Deal going ahead. You know, the middle class is about the same amount. So you know, the middle class, you add them together, you got $78 trillion. That's not going to create. Where's this money going to come from? We can't keep printing money, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. We're printing money, and we're destroying our dollar, and it's just a matter of time. Not a matter of if, it's just a matter of time before the whole house of cards comes tumbling down. So, you know, unfunded liabilities keeps going up. Since the last time we spoke, it's gone up another $300 billion. It sits at $219.4 trillion on unfunded liabilities. So, think about that when elections matter. You know, have consequences. So. Think about your future, your kids and your grandkids when you go to the polls, when they open up here real soon, when we start to vote. That's all I have to say. Thank you for coming out today.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to update anybody on today either. I just want to thank everyone for coming, and I hope you all have a good day.
I just really have one thing. We did household hazardous waste last week at the fairgrounds. It was fairly successful. It's kind of interesting watching some of the items taper off. The first several that we did, I mean, tons and tons of household batteries and light bulbs. And both of those items, there was way less of than in the past events. So, but all in all, it was good. So, that's all. Everybody have a great weekend and be safe.
I don't really have much either, just elections coming up, get out and vote. They're really important for the future, and take advantage of the early voting. You never know what could happen on election day. Something could come up, you might miss voting. So take advantage of the early voting. Not very many people have so far, but we have it, so might as well use it. Thank you for coming out.
I have just one question for Commissioner Zender. The waste management, do you think that will eventually like taper off where people have gotten rid of everything then, or do you think it'll stay steady? Because we're doing it twice a year.
Twice a year, once in Emily City, once in Lapeer. From the people that I've talked to, they're all very grateful that we do this. And there's always a new story.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, the parents die, they're cleaning out the house, they have all this stuff. There's really nowhere to take it.
Right.
So there's always a bunch of those that are there. I mean, we had the building department, they've been the last two, they have had a truckload of stuff every time. Dryden, they did a town cleanup event the week before, and they didn't take any of that type stuff. But one of the board members let people drop it off, put it in her pickup, and brought it over all at once.
Wow.
So it was really cool.
That's
And there's, I mean, and trust me, I asked a lot of people where they're from, you know, just to get, you know, an idea of, whose district they were in and stuff like that. And I mean, they're from all over,
Wow, that's great.
so.
That's good, real good, I'm glad. Glad people are taking advantage of that, for sure. Okay, administration and chief financial officer updates?
You don't have any updates?
No updates? Okay, we do have a closed session today, so we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back into closed session, so. Do we have a motion for,
Yeah, I'll make it, Mr. Chairman, if you want.
You have a copy?
Yep. I will move to go into closed session pursuant to the Michigan Open Meetings Act for the purpose of discussing negotiation strategy related to collective bargaining labor agreements and to permit the human resource manager and administration office manager to remain in closed session. And a roll call vote is required.
is there support? Support. Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Hagedorn, supported by Commissioner Isley. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Haganah?
Yes.
Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes.
Commissioner Howell?
Yes.
Commissioner Mass?
Yes.
Commissioner Zender?
Yes.
Commissioner Isaac?
Yes. Okay, thank you. Motion passes.